What's up, everybody? I'm getting ready to mud and paint this ceiling, but first, before I get on the clock, I'm gonna talk to y'all about trickle-down economics and why it is bullshit. So, trickle-down economics, also known as Reaganomics, because it was popularized by President Ronald Reagan during his administration. But he proposed an idea to give a lot of tax cuts to the wealthy elite of this country, the business owners, the wealthy class, the owner class, the bourgeoisie. And the idea was that giving rich people more money will somehow give poor people more money. Okay. So the idea is like they have a lot more money now up top here, so it'll trickle down. They will give more money to their workers, which will ultimately improve the material conditions of the working class of America. Here's why that's bullshit. So first off, if you have a lot of money as a rich person, you're not gonna fucking give it to your fucking workers. You're gonna keep it for yourself. That's how a billionaire becomes a billionaire. They don't spend a fuck ton of money. They fucking save their money. They hoard it in their fucking Scrooge McDuck ass safes where they jump into a fucking swimming pool full of gold coins and shit and jizz all over themselves because they're so fucking rich. Or they put it into stocks and bonds and they invest it in shit. They aren't putting that money back into the economy for us, for the working class. Fuck no, my dude. They are putting that shit, they're pretty much distributing it amongst other rich people, if they're distributing it at all. But they make a fuck ton of money and they just save it. That's how you become a person that obtains $1 billion. You don't just get it by fucking spending as much money as possible, you save it. So right there, the fucking trickle-down economics clearly does not fucking work. Jeff Bezos, the CEO, owner, whatever the fuck of Amazon, was paying his workers shit fucking wages up until they had a fucking strike. The fucking workers of Amazon had a strike, and now those motherfuckers make $15 an hour. That's pretty fucking good. That's not what it should be. It should be about fucking $25 an hour. That's definitely a good amount to cover the fucking standard of living, or to have a decent standard of living here in the United States. But at least it's something. At least they fucking got together and improved their material conditions overall. Getting by on $15 an hour is not easy. That's what I make. But it is much more doable than fucking $7.25 or whatever the fuck the minimum wage is. I'm pretty sure it's still $7.25. Anyways, so if you working at McDonald's, making your fucking minimum wage ass job, or fucking $8 or $9, I'm not fucking knocking you. I'm not saying like, that sucks to be you or whatever the fuck, but what I'm saying is, you need to fucking get together with all your fellow workers, all your fellow working class people, all your fellow employees, all of your fellow proletariat. And you need to demand from this big ass billion-dollar corporation that you work for, you need to demand a higher standard of living. You need to demand more fucking money. Give me fucking $25 an hour, or you can kiss my goddamn asshole, you fucking bougie motherfuckers. Because the motherfuckers in Denmark, or Sweden, or whatever the fuck, you know how much the average fucking McDonald's worker makes there? Not the average, but the lowest paid McDonald's position in this fucking Sweden or Denmark or wherever the fuck it was. They make $22 an hour. That's the minimum they can get paid, doing the same job as you. And the burgers there are only 27 cents more expensive. So, 27 cents more expensive, but you can make fucking over double more what you're making. But fucking workers of the world need to fucking unite in order to do this thing, because we cannot do it individualistically. In the last video I made, talking about rugged individualism and how they perpetuate this idea in our society, is like, the reason that they do that is so that people do not unite together. It is so that people fucking just see themselves as temporarily embarrassed millionaires, because they're gonna work real hard and they're gonna fucking get all wealthy and shit because they did it by themselves. But that's fucking bullshit, dude. That's not fucking how shit should be. We shouldn't think that way. We are much stronger together than we are individually. And the rich people fucking know it. And that's why they perpetuate things like this individualism and racism and sexism and fucking ageism even. They want to keep us fucking divided so that we don't come together and demand a better standard of living for all of us. Yeah, if you fucking think about it, giving money to the working class people is ultimately going to be way better and circulate way more money than than giving it to rich people. If I have fucking $10 and I call an Uber and give it to the fucking driver, this $10, and then the driver goes to a local shop and get some groceries for fucking $10, and then this motherfucker who works at the grocery store, who owns the grocery store, whatever the fuck, gets this $10 and then gives it to fucking pay part of his house or whatever the fuck. That's what's called fucking velocity exchange or some shit like that. But basically, out of that one $10 bill, these 4 fucking people spent it. That's $40 being circulated through the economy, which is much more than fucking Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or one of these rich motherfuckers who have billions of dollars that they fucking sit on, that they just do nothing with. They don't do shit. They do not stimulate the economy. They stagnate it. Make it stagnant, whatever the fuck. But giving working class people is really what's going to help circulate shit and stimulate the economy and all that shit. So eat the rich, my motherfuckers. Fucking eat the rich. Because that's the only way we're gonna fucking improve our standard of living as a society, is fucking taking from those who have so fucking much, this opulent wealth that you can only fucking dream of or fucking see in a reality TV show, I guess. These people who have this fucking opulent lifestyle where they can buy fucking $10,000 shoes and not even fucking blink. Motherfucker, that's my rent for a whole year almost, dude. For a whole fucking year, and you can just blow it in one day without fucking winking. What fucking sense does that make? How are we really trying to justify that when there's fucking people starving or people who can't afford their fucking medicine and shit and who are going to die because you want a fucking $10,000 pair of Gucci fucking Louis Vuitton Dior shoes or whatever the fuck you want? That's bullshit. Workers of the world, fucking unite. I think that's pretty much everything I got to say. Peace.